Yo, what's going on, Vikings fans? Skol back again with another Minnesota Vikings video. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing Rick Spielman's latest comments on our quarterback, Kirk Cousins. Pretty much he was just doubling down on kind of everything I thought and pretty much just coming out and saying that Kirk Cousins is our quarterback. I'm going to be diving into a couple of the comments he made and what I really think it means for the Vikings moving forward, because I think Spielman, he does a great job of foreshadowing what are some of the moves that the Minnesota Vikings are going to make. Anyways, I am going to be going live more every single day. I'm going to be trying to get a daily Minnesota Vikings talk show for you guys, where it's kind of like what Pat McAfee does, something where you guys can just tune in early on in the day, probably around like 12 Eastern Standard Time, 12 Eastern Standard Time, and that's when I'm going to be trying to go live. But anyways, today I'm going to be talking about Kirk Cousins. He is our guy. That's what Rick Spielman told us. Anyways, leave a like on the video, comment down below. Let's get right into this. All right, so Rick Spielman coming out and saying Kirk Cousins is our quarterback. You know, obviously this is not like news-breaking stuff. No shit. However, I think this is significant. I think this shows the direction of the team, and I think it kind of shows that they're in a win-now mode. Because if he would have came out and said we're just gonna address our options, or you know how GMs talk where it's like, oh, everybody's available, like nobody has a secure spot, like then I would start thinking if maybe they're gonna trade or maybe they're gonna draft a quarterback. I think they're doubling down on them saying Kirk Cousins is our guy. I think they're saying, listen, we looked at the film, we looked at everything. He was not the problem last year. Our problem was the defense. And listen, I know as Vikings fans, we love to get on our offense because we love offense. I don't know what it is as fans, but fans love offense. Fans think we know more about offense than coaches. I think I know more about offense than coaches, and clearly we all don't. But there's a certain spark to the offense, and we're very critical of it. But Spielman, I liked what he said because he kind of calmed it all down. He's like, listen, we still have a very good offense. We obviously need to get better, but obviously we need to also get better on defense. I think this will show with the draft and free agency. You know, for example, Desmond Trufant of the Detroit Lions was cut. He was a veteran corner. He got around 2 years, $20 million. He was cut from them. Only played in about 6 games last year. He's a guy that the Vikings could bring in for $5 million. Use Rudy's $5 million that he cleared up by that cut and bring in a guy like Desmond Trufant on a 1-year, $5 million deal. Then we got 3 corners who, honestly, I'm feeling pretty confident rolling out. Obviously, we got to see how they play together and the matchups and everything, but he is a pretty solid corner. You know, he had an interception and 4 pass deflections in 6 games last year. Even a guy like that you bring in. Or, for example, like I mentioned, Jarrell Casey. Even a guy like that you bring in. And I like how Spielman, because, you know, I mean, it's like a business. You know, if you commit with one thing, then you don't really need to figure it out anymore. Then you can move on and be like, all right, listen, he's our guy. Let's see how we can build around him. And I like that. Because even last year, there was talks was like, has Kirk earned an extension? Has this? And then you start talking about money again. Instead of Spielman's kind of putting it out there like, Kirk Cousins is our guy. Let's move forward. And I like that. I like that mindset because I think Kirk can win a lot of games. I'm still a Kirk believer, even though, listen, he's very limited. But that doesn't mean he can't go win you a Super Bowl. We've seen lesser quarterbacks do more with less and go farther with less. And Cousins, he's going to have a repertoire of weapons. O-lines got to get better. That's got to be something that they need to focus on too. Because, listen, Kirk Cousins, he is your quarterback. You got to get him interior pressure help. I love it, though, him coming out and saying he's our guy. It shows the GM support, shows the coaching staff support, which was always not there. Would I like it if Zimmer came out and said Kirk's our guy again? Yes, I would. But our GM coming out and saying that, it helps the locker room. It says, and it kind of gives everybody a leader to look towards. You know, hey, this guy is making the most money, and he is our quarterback, and he is pretty damn good. Listen, he's your quarterback. Like I said, you got to get O-line help. I think that's something the Vikings need to address because not only in pass protection, they struggled last year, but in short yardage situations. When it was 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, the Vikings, obviously they're going to try to run the ball. They got 2 of the best short yardage backs in the league in Madison and obviously Dalvin Cook. That's something they need to address. And obviously, we know Kirk's not the most mobile guy. Mobile quarterbacks hate interior pressure. Obviously, Tom Brady's been really good at avoiding pressure. Somehow his pocket presence is amazing. It makes him way more mobile than he is. I'm sure his O-lines just love blocking for Brady because he makes up for a lot of that. I think that's where the Vikings need to go. They need to get a good O-line. They need to build Cousins' wall and just have him sit back there and throw dimes because that's what he can do. If you give Cousins a read and say, hey, read the safety, if you're hitting the out route or you're hitting the slant, he'll make that read and he'll put that ball in the money every single time. He gets into problems when he gets quick pressure up the middle. He tends to panic. But even when he gets a little time, he's shown he can move out of the pocket this year. And listen, I'm excited about this. Obviously, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, obviously as Vikings fans, we wish that would happen. Kirk's our guy. Let's move forward. Let's put the Watson talk. Let's put the Russell Wilson talk to bed. We have a guy. Let's build this team for next year. It starts in the trenches. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Minnesota Vikings show coming soon for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like on the video, comment down below. Talk to you guys next time. Skol Vikes.